and they win the NFC South.
What's good, everybody? Let's talk some Tampa sports. First film session of the regular season. I ain't trying to waste no time. I know you aren't either, so let's go ahead and get right to it. First play of the game, not including the kickoff, for the Atlanta Falcons. This first drive, they come out absolutely hot, saying we're going to get our guy, our best guy, our top guy, the football, early and often. Bijan Robinson, a running back. Simon McCollum just got paid. He's just a weapon. He's just a threat. And they said, we are going to get him the football. Throwing, passing. There's a quick play to start the game. Right after that, there's a quick little run from Tyler Algier. And then once again, they say, screw it. Let's go ahead and get our top guy the football in space. I'm going to pause it right there as he's throwing it. There's been a lot of talk from Bucs fans about Servassier Dennis and his performance in this game. Was it the best? No. But, I mean, was it a terrible game from Servassier Dennis? Overall, I don't think it was terrible. And if someone tries to tell me that J.J. Russell or K.J. Britt would have done better in any of these situations, I think you have a little bit of short-term memory. Obviously, this is a very tough assignment for a guy who is coming off of basically missing the whole season, making his first full start as a linebacker next to Levante David. Last year, even when he did play in the first 4 weeks, he was subbing in and out situationally with KJ Britt. It's just a really tough assignment. Bijan in space is Bijan in space. He's a special running back for a reason. And we see that here. Obviously, do you want to see Servassier get the outside and force Bijan inside where the rest of the Bucs players are? You do, but it doesn't happen. Bijan gets some blocks downfield from Kyle Pitts, actually, and Casey Washington, and that's that. You get Bijan in space, you're in trouble for any team, for any linebacker, for any safety. A near impossible matchup. Like I said, those blocks down the field, doing just enough on Zion, getting just enough in the way of Tyke, and nobody's able to catch him. That's what offense is all about, is getting your best players the football in space. That's what good offensive coordinators do. That's what they came out and attacked. I want to now give a very huge shout out to the defense of the Buccaneers, because the offense after that goes 3 plays, double checking here, 2 yards. Defense gets a stop, and then the Bucs offense goes 3 plays, 5 yards. That's the Bucs offense in the first quarter. 3 plays, 2 yards, 3 plays, 5 yards. If the Bucs did not start to shut things down and get locked in on defense, this could have gotten ugly. It could have gotten to 14-0, 17-0. Who knows? The Bucs defense deserves a ton of credit in this game. Here, I'm going to be talking about this guy. There's going to be plays like this every single film session. Jacob Parrish, 3rd round pick. I can't say any more about him without just seeming like I'm glazing the guy. He's in his first game, but he just continues to make plays like this that, as a rookie cornerback in the NFL, that's a tough position to be in. One of the most, probably the most difficult position in football is cornerback, and as a rookie, coming in, making a start, and making plays like this, once again, keep an eye. You got Jacob Parrish. Tyke's going to run through there. The Bucs defense was fantastic against the run, flying around. Bijan, as much as he did in the passing attack, could not get anything going against the run. What was he, 12 for 24 maybe? And then Algier was maybe 10 for 25. That running back room, the combination of Robinson and Algier, doesn't even get 50 yards total rushing. Once again, a huge credit to this Bucs defense. Shooting right through the gap is Tyke. And then fighting off Kyle Pitts is rookie Jacob Parrish. While fighting off, we'll get a better look. I'm going to let it play. We'll get a better look on the other view. Just on the back of Bijan Robinson while being pushed by Kyle Pitts. He just, right here, gets that outside leverage so that Bijan has to cut it inside. Just jumps on the back of Robinson while getting pushed. This guy's a beast, dude. This guy's a beast. All right, finally, we get an offensive play. And this was the start of what was a 16-play, 61-yard drive that took 8 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock that included multiple crucial conversions and huge plays from Baker Mayfield to finally get something going for this offense because they needed that spark badly. And this is the first one. This is on a 3rd and 1. Finds his guy Sterling Shepard. There we go. The other angle of this, we get to look at the offensive line. Graham Barton, Michael Jordan, Ben Bredesen. A completely revamped, reshaped offensive line, making it start for the first time as a group lined up like this. Week 1 going into Atlanta. The fact that they were able to overcome the slow start, find something, make the big plays when it mattered, lean on the defensive help, only allowing 20 points from the Falcons, who, remember last year, put up 36 and 31 against the Bucs defense. Complete team effort to get this win at Mercedes-Benz. Love what Bucky's doing here in the pass blocking. Baker's just able to lean outside, make a throw on the run. That's conversion. First down, Tampa Bay. Once again, keep an eye. Bucky Irving in pass blocking. We talked about how he needs to get better. He's a guy who's smaller in stature, but we're like, hey, if he can get some pass blocking, even become an average pass blocker, that would be huge for this guy and his career, which is already shooting straight upwards. Look at that. Just go low, chop him down, and let Baker do the rest. And when I say do the rest, look at this. Look at this throwing motion. And he's trying to fit it into Mike Evans, who's running across the field right here. A man in his face. He stops on a dime because he knows he's going to get sacked if he keeps trying to go outside. And look at the window he fits it into. Once again, like, Baker did not have the craziest game statistically, but when it matters most, the guy just, he shows up. Simple as that. Look at that. That window. I'm trying to get the perfect view of it. There it is. Like, if that throw is a couple inches behind Mike Evans, if that's not the perfect throw, AJ Terrell's getting there. He's there. He's there. If it's not the perfect throw, once again, from a just awkward angle throwing the football, having to stop on the dime like that. Yeah, let's go, Bake. So that was 4th down. This is the same drive. The Bucs just flipped sides of the field because it went to the second quarter. 3rd and 2. They get another conversion. James Pierce Jr. actually gets a pretty good initial push on Luke Gedeke here. That was pretty impressive, I can't lie. Luke's a strong guy from the rookie, but he goes inside, Baker goes outside, and he's fast enough. We saw how he used his legs in this game. We saw how he used his legs all last year. It is a threat. All right, so the Bucs end up getting a field goal on that drive. Here's the Falcons' next drive. We are now at 4th and 1. I'm not going to say I'm in love with what Zach Robinson chose to do here. You're lining Bijan Robinson up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. The tight end here is also going to come across in motion and pick up a block on Servassier Dennis, but number 50 is here. I don't care if Bijan Robinson has a 7-yard head start. You're not moving 50. And then you got 5 on the outside now who's able to get a hand on him as well to slow him down. 50's not going to move. He doesn't move backwards. Just slams into 50. And did he move backwards an inch? No. It's a wall. Not sure I'm in love with that call from Zach Robinson, but it is what it is. We'll watch 50. This angle will get a better view of 5. It's again, that tight end comes in motion. There he goes. Goes through the hole here to pick up Servassier Dennis. But it's just blown up. Kyle Pitts is... Kyle Pitts on Hassan Reddick? Please. He's just... If you ever want to know what a mismatch looks like, 5 on 8 is that. Making the big plays when they matter, taking advantage of your opportunities. When you're not hitting on all cylinders, first-time play caller, all of these variables, injuries, on the road, all of these things going against you. When you have an opportunity, you must take advantage of it. Bucs get a 4th and 1 stop from their defense. Offense, you need to take advantage of that field position. And that's exactly what they do. Ibuka's just going to run across the field here and give the Bucs their first touchdown in 2025 and get him his first touchdown of his career. Amazing being able to be in Mercedes-Benz to witness that. I think he's going to be just another one of these amazing receivers following up Mike and Chris, and being able to say that I was there to witness this. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's going to be a thing I'm going to be able to say for a while. Without getting emotional, can we just talk about this pocket? All this talk all week long. The Falcons invested in these edge rushers. They drafted James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker, picked up Leonard Floyd. You give Baker this amount of time, he is going to throw an absolute dot, and he threw an absolute dot right over the edge of their 3rd-round pick, Xavier Watts. Right over his hands. The perfect throw. Once again, you give him time. In big moments, he's going to throw that throw. Touchdown, Ibuka. We'll let it play from the other angle. I'm not going to stop it. You'll guys be able to watch this pass protection. I mean, he's protected. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. That's perfect. I know I'm hyping up Baker, but like I said, it was not a perfect game, and there was a couple scary moments. This one was the scariest in my opinion, because K. Dotton just running an out route, top of your screen. Caden Ellis is just right there with him, and ooh. If he's able to hold on to that, there's nobody there to catch him. That could have been game-changing. Game-changing. So, obviously, Baker showed up when it mattered. This is going to happen to every single NFL quarterback. There's going to be plays that maybe should have been picked off, and they weren't. They were plays for Michael Penix Jr., where, Zion McCollum had a chance to pick it off, and he just didn't. It is what it is. But the fact that Baker was able to just, wipe it clean, move on to the next play, that's what you need from a quarterback and a leader. So here we go. Later that drive, like I said, just be able to wipe that clean, move on to the next play. Here you go, Sterling Shepard. You give Baker time, he's going to throw a dot. And some people might say, oh, that's a low throw, that's not a dot. That is a dot. If he threw that high, if he threw that chest level, that's a hospital ball. You got Xavier Watts and Jesse Bates right here. He throws it low. Sterling Shepard is just able to go down and scoop it up. Nice, clean, safe, 19 yards, first down Tampa Bay. That's a beautifully thrown football. All right, so like I said, Baker was able to wipe it clean, move on to the next play. Unfortunately, Chase McLaughlin did miss a field goal to end that drive, so they don't end up coming up with points. It has not been often. Actually, this is the first time since I've only been covering the Bucs for 1 year, but this is the first time that I have shown a punt return in a film session. I mean, not too much to analyze here, but I'm just happy I can show this. I'm just happy we have a special teams highlight. Cam Johnson just hits the hole, uses his speed, and once again, when you have good field position And you have to overcome the odds of injuries, new play caller, on the road. All of these things, you have to take advantage of it, and the Bucs do exactly that. So they get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. You get Bucky the football in space, in the flat. Same with Bijan Robinson. He's going to make a play. He's going to score. That's all it is here. Get it to Bucky. Beat the guys to the pylon. That's all it is. Pass protection didn't have to do too much. It's just a quick bounce, throw for Baker. Bounce, throw. Caden Ellis, you can try to get there. AJ Terrell, you almost got there. But that's Bucky. Basically just dove from the 5-yard line, and that's a touchdown. All right, so back to getting Bijan Robinson the ball in open space. I'll just rewind it real quick. Servassier Dennis. It's again not his best game. It's his first start. Give the guy a break, people. He's going to get better. I promise you, he will get better. This will not be a KJ Britt situation. So, there's your two guys I'm asking you to look at on this play. I'll let it run. Servassier Dennis. It looks like he just thinks that Bijan Robinson is in for pass protection, and it does look like he is, but as soon as Dennis comes up, Bijan slips out, and it's just too late after that. And Bijan can just take all of that open space and get down to the 15. Here we go. Hassan Reddick, first sack as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. I was excited for this one. He's just going to step outside, go inside, and Elijah Wilkinson, that's not a good position for him to be in. There he goes. First sack of the season for Hassan Reddick. Ray in motion. Outside, inside, and he kind of already has him beat here just by leverage. His left foot is off the ground. His right foot is on the ground, but Hassan Reddick is on his left side. You're in trouble. It's going to take a Tristan Wirfs level left arm to be able to stop a Hassan Reddick from getting through there. He's through. Fights through them both. Gets the sack. All right, so that ended up resulting in a field goal for the Atlanta Falcons, making it 17-13. This play here is just one of those what could have been plays. I saw it happen live. I saw Jesse Bates and Baker Mayfield, both of their reactions after the play, and a lot of times when something is this much of a what if, like this much of a, oh my gosh, it was there, players are going to show emotion like this. So we're looking at K-Dot at the top of your screen. I mean, it's just a busted coverage. That's all it is. The Falcons' two best players in their secondary, AJ Terrell follows Bucky. Jesse Bates follows Bucky. And that is a clean, busted coverage that Baker Mayfield, look at how he's standing, getting ready to throw that rock. He sees it all the way. But K-Dot, about 20 yards in, decides to cut it outside. I'm going to assume Cade didn't realize during his route that it was a busted coverage, because if he did realize that, you're taught to just keep running straight, just keep running the streak, score that touchdown, but he ends up cutting it outside. Baker seems like he was expecting it to just keep going straight, and it ends up turning into a huge what if. Baker Mayfield's right here. Go ahead and watch that reaction. There you go. Bent over, looking at the ground. A huge what-if play. So I'll let it run from the other way. The other way, you'll be able to see Jesse Bates' reaction. Pissed off at AJ Terrell. Like, what are you doing? So Jesse Bates is like... Oh, man. All right, we're late in the game now, though. And this is... I'm not going to take anything away from Michael Penix Jr. 18 play, 91-yard drive, 8 minutes and 46 seconds off the clock in the fourth quarter in a one-score game. I'm not going to take anything away from Michael Penix Jr. Yes, the referees gave the Falcons 30 yards in roughing the passer penalties, but Michael Penix is not the one throwing the flags. And get mad at the refs. Discredit the refs if you don't think it's a penalty, which, whatever. it's roughing the passer. It's always going to be debatable 90% of the time. Regardless, this guy, young guy, not ton of experience, was able to lead a pretty impressive drive, man. I cannot lie. If you guys watched any of my previews or my breakdowns of the Falcons, like, I'm impressed with Michael Penix Jr. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback for a long time. And this drive ended up showing me, like, just proving it to me. The guy lays it out on the line despite having an injury history, just throwing his body. So just letting some of the plays run here of how these things shaped out. I want to talk about the good from SirVocea Dennis. Watch him do his job on this play, being the first guy to Tyler Algier. Bounce it outside, gets a body on him, slows him down. Tyler Algier's a strong guy, so thankfully Levante and Tweez were there to help him, not allow him to push into the end zone. This freeze frame here, Elijah Wilkinson on the ground. Hassan Reddick just gets through clean, man. Gets through clean. And what I'm talking about with Michael Penix Jr. and just giving him some flowers, I just respect him. I don't know what the hell happened to Elijah Wilkinson there. But he's a left-handed quarterback. The right tackle is his blind side, but he still catches this occurred. He's able to break it outside. Fortunately, just unlucky there, running into your own player, and lays it all out on the line. I question a little bit if there wasn't 2 roughing the passer penalties on this drive, if SirVocea Dennis would have just tried to lay him out here, maybe the penalty's got in his head and he's just like, okay, let me jump over him. I don't know. But either way, Penix puts his body on the line, gets that first down. Once again, the Bucs defense has to try to bow up again, and it almost does. Struggling to run the ball. They say, screw it, we're not running into Vita Vea anymore. Let's run outside. That doesn't work either. Zion McCollum, get paid. Fighting through, not a receiver blocking him, a tight end blocking him. Here comes the tight end. He's going to be there to block Zion. Doesn't matter. Zion fights through it and takes down Bijan with relative ease. After this, it becomes the let's target Jamel Dean show. And he does well. Let's give Jamel some credit here. He's going up against Drake London, a very, very good, talented receiver, very good in the red zone, and he showed up. There's one pass breakup, just able to go ahead and get his arm around the right side of Drake London. There's the throw. There's the pass breakup right there. I mean, he's all over him. So pass breakup there. Once again, target Jamel Dean, top of the screen. London's going to come inside, and Dean does just enough to break that pass up. I'm here to give him credit. They said, we're targeting you with our best receiver. And he showed up. No touchdown scored, but the touchdown did come here. So it's just, it's tough. Everyone's playing man. You got man up here. SirVocea's going to the running back, playing man there. Levante's playing man on Kyle Pitts. Ray McLeod and Jacob Parrish there. And then Kadero Hodge and Zion McCollum. You got your safeties playing zone. It's just tough. So you play man, which honestly I loved that Todd Bowles was able to get back to what he loves to do. He's able to rush forward with, somewhat success this game and play some man on the back end, which That's what Todd Bowles wants to do, and then throwing in those extremely creative blitzes throughout the game. But sometimes when you play man, especially against a quarterback who can run, it just leaves a big open space in the middle of the field because Servase Dennis, your linebacker, who would be playing around here in zone, is having to run out here with the running back, Bijan. Levante David, unfortunately, slips on the turf, so he's over here on the ground, and that's just an open space for Penix. Tansey almost gets to him, but once again, just leaving it all out there is the Falcons quarterback. And young guy makes it a game. I say young guy, he's the same age as me. Young in terms of NFL, y'all know what I mean. Look how open Kyle Pitts is, though, because Levante fell. It was tough situation. Tough situation. But hey, when you got a guy like a Emeka Egbuka who goes into the huddle, according to sources being Mike Evans himself, goes into the huddle and says, y'all, if I run a post, I'm gaming this thing. I'm gaming this thing. And for my older folks, like, I'm calling game is what he's saying by I'm gaming this thing. And that's just a rookie who's confident. He knows the cornerback that's guarding him, and he's saying, on this route, he can't guard me. So the Bucs say, screw it. Let's do it. Mike Evans will run this dig and take out Jesse Bates and leave Egbuka and Mike Hughes one-on-one on that post that Egbuka asked for in the huddle. Baker has time. He's even able to double pump a little bit. Look at how Jesse Bates is leaning here on Mike Evans. Let's pull this back for a second. I didn't really want to watch that again, but we'll let it roll. There's the bite. You see the turf flicking up, that little black right there above the green. And it's just once again, when it matters most, right under me on your screen. Look at the outreached arm of Mike Hughes. Perfect placement from Baker Mayfield. Literally. Like, I know literally is a word that just gets thrown around even when things aren't literal. It's literally a perfect throw. That's how you win on the road. That's how you steal a game on the road when the odds are against you. When your left side of the offensive line looks like this. When you don't have Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Christian Izzy, and Benjamin Morrison. When you got a first-time play caller. This is what you do. And then how nice is it to finish off the game? You got 31 back healthy, and he's able to make a play after the Falcons just start driving right down the field without Drake London. Drake London ends up exiting the game. This is Ray McLeod, Kadero Hodge, and Casey Washington out at receiver. They still end up moving the ball. But man, look at this at the top of your screen. The ball's right here. We all watch sports. We all know the ball moves faster than a person. And just watch Antoine make up the ground. Time that. God. I don't. Am I weird for not liking to use the word perfectly? Because I just feel like it gets thrown around too often. And I feel like I keep saying in this game with Baker's timely throws. And that's it's timed perfectly. Like, there's just not another adjective I can use. Just blows it up. Blows it up. So nice having that playmaker roaming the back end healthy again. Tweez is different, and he shows it when he does plays like this. And then you can tell how much this hurt. I know everyone's getting. I know it hurt the Falcons fan base. I'm sure it hurt the rest of the teammates, the coaches, ownership, but it's got to hurt the guy himself too, and he just falls to his knees and like distraught. While the Bucs are over here celebrating, while I'm around the corner of the end zone over here, screaming, celebrating. What a day. What a way to start off the season. That's going to be it for me, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your comments down below, your thoughts on this game. This is the last video I'm making on the Falcons. Tomorrow, we reset. We start a new week. It will be an episode, week 2 of the Ops, breaking down the Houston Texans. Thursday will be the game preview. We'll have a little bit of an extra break because it's a Monday Night Football game going Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, Tuesday is when I would see you guys next after my Thursday video. So once again, leave your comments down below. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Go Bucs, and y'all have a blessed one.